Chandamama Ramayan, 47th part. Jambavan having encouraged him, Hanuman went to the Himalaya mountains by the sky route with the speed of wind. Beholding the snow-clad peaks, caves, and the great sacred places such as Brahmakosha, Kailas, Brahmakpala, Kuber's abode, the Patala chasm, the golden peak, and the mountain of all medicinal herbs which shines even at night, he descended upon the mountain of all medicinal herbs and began searching for the herbs. Knowing this matter, the divine medicines vanished. Hanuman was seized with uncontrollable anger. He shouted loudly and said to the mountain, "Have you resolved not to show compassion toward Rama? I shall uproot you with my hands and crush you into powder." Even as he spoke, Hanuman uprooted that mountain peak and took to the sky route again. Seeing Hanuman returning along with the mountain peak, the monkeys shouted loudly. In the joy of returning after completing the task, Hanuman also shouted. Hearing these shouts and those shouts, the demons shouted with fear. Hanuman, bearing the medicinal mountain, descended amidst the monkey army on Trikuta mountain, and after offering salutations to the prominent monkeys, he embraced Vibhishan. Rama, Lakshman, and other monkey warriors were relieved of the pain of the arrows by the fragrance of the divine medicines. Even the monkeys who had died in the battle sat up as if they had woken up from sleep as soon as the air of the divine medicines touched them. The monkeys threw all the demons who had died in the battle into the sea. Hanuman took the peak of the medicinal mountain and placed it back in its original position and returned. Then Sugriv said to Hanuman, "Since his younger brother Kumbhakarna and his sons are dead, Ravana will not come to battle now. The monkeys among us who possess strength and speed must take torches this night and go and assault on Lanka." As soon as the sun set and the terrifying night arrived, the monkey warriors took torches and went towards Lanka. Terrified by their onset, the demons who were the guardians of the city gates fled. Having no one to stop them, the monkeys entered the city and set fire to the gates, the towers, the royal streets, and all other streets. The whole of Lanka caught fire and began to burn. Buildings as high as the sky burnt and collapsed. Along with the houses, valuable objects, clothes, shawls, jeweled carpets, jewelry, weapons, armor, and everything else was burnt. Many demons were burnt. Horses and elephants broke their bonds and ran frantically. The burning city of Lanka was reflected in the sea, and the sea also appeared red. While on one side the monkeys were shouting with joy and the demons were shouting with sorrow, the twang of Rama's bow resounded louder than both. Hearing that, the demons prepared for battle. Sugriv ordered the best of monkeys to go to the gate of the palace of Ravana and fight. Ravana, seeing the monkeys standing at the gate along with torches, became furious and sent the sons of Kumbhakarna, namely Kumbha and Nikumbha, to kill those monkeys. They started out accompanied by many demon warriors. A fierce battle took place between the monkeys and the demons. Many demon warriors died and Angada fainted. Finally, Kumbha died at the hands of Sugriv. Hanuman killed his younger brother Nikumbha brutally. As soon as Kumbha and Nikumbha died, the monkeys made lion-like roars and the demons were frightened. Afterward, Ravana asked Makaraksha, the son of Khara, to go and fight with the monkeys. Makaraksha started out with the demon army to fight with Rama and Lakshman. When the monkeys were fleeing, unable to endure the rain of arrows from the demons, Rama stopped the demons who were chasing them with his arrows. Makaraksha boasted that he would take revenge by killing Rama for having killed his father Khara. Rama said, "Victory is not won by words, fight." Both engaged and fought a terrifying battle. Makaraksha lost his charioteer, horses, and chariot, and finally died and fell by the Agnyastra released by Rama. All the demons who were with him fled into the city. Hearing the news of the death of Makaraksha, Ravana gnashed his teeth with intense anger and calling his son Indrajit, said, "Son, whether visibly or invisibly, fight with Rama and Lakshman, kill them and come. To you who have defeated Indra, are these mere humans of any account?" Indrajit, having obtained the order of his father, went to the sacrificial hall, performed a fire sacrifice, and offered a black goat in sacrifice. The sacrificial fire blazed well and indicated victory. Indrajit mounted his chariot which possessed the power of invisibility and went to the battlefield, and having identified Rama and Lakshman who were in the monkey army, began to shower arrows upon them like rain. Because it was not known where Indrajit was in the sky, Rama and Lakshman filled the entire sky with arrows and divine weapons. Indrajit released arrows and Rama and Lakshman released their arrows in the direction from which the arrows were coming. However, because Indrajit was moving all over the sky, their arrows did not hit him. Streams of blood flowed from the bodies of Rama and Lakshman due to the arrows released by Indrajit. Monkeys died in groups. Lakshman, enraged, said, "I shall release the Brahmastra and slay all the demons." Rama said, "It is not proper to kill everyone who is not fighting with us for the sake of one person. If possible, let us kill only Indrajit." Meanwhile, Indrajit thought of an illusion. He created an illusory Sita, placed her on a chariot, and in the sight of the monkeys, killed her and came before the monkey army with the intention of causing mental agony to Rama and Lakshman. As soon as Indrajit appeared before their eyes, the monkeys became enthusiastic for battle. Hanuman stood before the monkeys holding a large mountain peak. Meanwhile, Hanuman saw Sita in the chariot of Indrajit. She was wearing soiled clothes, was covered in dust, had a distressed face, and looked exactly as he had seen her a short time ago. Seeing Sita in the chariot of Indrajit, Hanuman felt very sad, and while he was wondering and asking those beside him with what intention Indrajit had brought her, Indrajit caught the illusory Sita by the hair and struck her with a sword. She cried out, "Rama! Rama!" Hanuman went before Indrajit, scolded him with various insults, and asked, "What harm did this Sita do to you? Why are you trying to kill her?" Indrajit said, "Is it not because of this Sita that Sugriv and Rama came to this Lanka? Right now, I will kill her before your eyes, and afterward, I will kill Rama, Lakshman, you, Sugriv, and that Vibhishan who has lost his tradition." Immediately, he cut the illusory Sita with the sword in his hand. Indrajit roared loudly, saying, "I have killed Sita before your very eyes, now all your efforts are in vain." The monkeys became frightened and began to flee. Then Hanuman said to them, "Where will you run? What happened to all your valor? I will walk in front, come behind me." And he made everyone inclined toward battle. Everyone together fell upon the demon army and began killing them. Hanuman, while suffering with sorrow on one side and anger on the other, threw a large stone upon Indrajit. But it did not hit him. Nevertheless, the monkeys took courage from the action of Hanuman and began to destroy the demon army. Hanuman said to the fellow monkeys, "The Sita for whom we came, for whom we are fighting by risking our lives, that Sita has been killed. Let us tell this news of Indrajit killing Sita to Rama and Sugriv and do whatever they ask us to do." The monkeys turned back and went away. Seeing the monkeys leaving, Indrajit went to the Nikumbhila temple to perform a fire sacrifice. In the meantime, Rama heard the clamor of battle from the western gate. He said to Jambavan, "It seems our Hanuman is fighting a large-scale battle with the demons, go to his aid." As Jambavan was going toward the western gate, he saw Hanuman and other monkey warriors coming toward him on the way. Hanuman told the bear army that had started for the battlefield to turn back, and going to the place where Rama was, told him that Indrajit had killed Sita before his very eyes. As soon as he heard these words, Rama fell down like a tree that had been cut at the root. All the monkeys who were far away came running. They sprinkled water on the face of Rama. Lakshman consoled Rama. Rama placed his head on the thigh of Lakshman and grieved greatly. In the meantime, Vibhishan came there with his 4 ministers and asked, "Everyone seems to be sad, what is the reason?" Lakshman said to Vibhishan, "Rama is grieving because Hanuman came and said that Indrajit had killed Sita." Vibhishan said, "That is mere falsehood. Ravana will never let such harm happen to Sita. Would he, who did not agree to leave Sita despite my telling him so many times to give Sita back to Rama, allow Sita to be killed? Indrajit has not even seen Sita. Can he bring her and kill her? Now there is no one else for Ravana except that Indrajit." Indrajit goes to Nikumbhila to perform a fire sacrifice for victory. In the meantime, he devised some illusion to prevent the monkeys from coming and causing an obstacle to his sacrifice. That illusion has succeeded. You are plunged in boundless grief. There, he will complete the sacrifice without any hindrance. Thereafter, even if the Devas and Danvas unite, they cannot withstand him. Therefore, what I say is, let us go to Nikumbhila before he completes that sacrifice. Rama, you stay here without worry and send Lakshman with us. He will be able to kill Indrajit. We must start without any delay. Chandamama Ramayan, 47th part is complete. For now, Swasti.